just another part of me.
Oh, look at the plug. There's a pluggy in there. Like, why can't I hear anything with my headphones? Turn them on, stupid.
Hey, yeah, that's usually problem number one. All right,
Did you plug it in?
Is it plugged in? Did you turn it on? Yes or no? Yes or no? What's up, everybody? Hello. You know, we're doing crazy stuff over here. You know, we're watching Pugs wave to the screen. So cute. Oh man. Hope you guys are having a really good day. Thank you for joining us, man. We most certainly appreciate it. We're getting everything wrapped up over here.
Here we go.
Ready to go live. Jen, great to see you. Shelly, great to see you. 3 guests, 4 hellos. Oh yeah, 5 hellos, 4 guests. I like it. We're ahead of the ratio. Ayo. Nori, great to see you. Jen, great to see you. Shelly, great to see you. I think we have people in 4 different time zones because us and Shelly are in a different time zone. I think Jen Hogan's in Eastern Standard Time. I think Pennsylvania's EST.
Yeah, the PA.
Yeah, the PA. Yeah.
We're in the same.
And then Nori is, I think he's 5 hours ahead of us. So what's up, Nori? It's nice and late over there, my dude. I don't know. GMT. I don't know. You guys still in makeup? Yeah, you know it, dude. You know it. Yes. We're figuring it all out. Colin Nunez in Holland, baby. The bad from Trinidad. Good to see you, my dude.
Still powdering our noses.
And thank you for joining us. Are we good? We're good. Everything's good. We're
yeah.
Gravy. Okay, baby. Let's do this.
Boom.
Good to see you.
Boom.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to what's today? Today Monday already? Holy Toledo!
It's funny how the days get away from you.
Man, it's like we just had one of these a week ago, and here we are again.
I feel like my weekend was shorter.
Yeah, it was. Well, yesterday was kind of a wash. Let's just be honest.
I hope the banana foodie shows up because I want to tell him. my story.
Yeah, let's be honest. Yesterday was kind of a wash. That one didn't count. You got a 1-day weekend. We had a late night Friday night. You had an early morning Saturday, and then you had a wash on Sunday. Sunday was a wash. Yeah. We don't have to get into the details of it, but you need a makeup day.
I threw all those bananas away.
Yeah.
I'm not risking that again.
All right. Jay, that's right, Jay Miller. I think Jen just tagged him. See, that's one thing. Anytime somebody puts a name, I assume that they've been tagged and trying to grab Jay Miller, the banana foodie, to pop into the feed. So thank you guys for joining us and welcome to the weekly wrap up. My name is Billy Floyd and that is
the Commodore.
That's right, baby. We're the KitchenKillaz from Orlando, Florida. Classified as a touring acoustic duo, crushing kitchens around the country. We do it every Friday and we do it
free.
And tonight we are excited. Not only do we have a special Jiggity Jam to play for you guys, but we got our week to wrap and a special guest to visit and view and talk to, which I'm really excited. We've known her for a year, almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. We met her 2 Bartow chalk walks ago. And I think
we was our first Bartow chalk walk.
Yeah, we'd be coming up to the 3rd Bartow chalk walk.
When is that? Is that in November?
I think they were trying to do it in October, but I think the date has been screwed. They're not sure when they're going to be able to do it because they're trying to kind of figure everything out.
I like that event.
It's a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
And we have the
play.
bows this year.
It was
this
a lot
year
of
we
fun
got
to
the
play,
bows.
and the artwork is incredible.
Oh yeah,
incredible.
And this is our guest tonight. We met at Bartow Chalk Walk 2 years ago, 2018 is when we met when we met this incredible person, and we were really fortunate because we wouldn't have been able to play the show without her being awesome.
Yeah.
She enabled us to perform and to play because without her we would have just been playing to the people about 3 feet in front of us and that's it. and
I don't even think people 3 feet in front of us would have heard our acoustic guitars.
So man, we really appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Real quick, let's run through the wrap up. Let's bring it. Let's do this. So last Monday, we were really fortunate to have Eddie Bass, a fantastic artist from Central Florida, join us last Monday. Absolutely awesome dude. It was really great to sit down and talk with him. We got his Instagram up. It was really good. That was his first time he had ever done a live broadcast interview.
That's crazy. I still don't believe him.
And he was fantastic, man. He was fantastic. He's been one of my favorite guests, and we've had some good ones, but he was really just a fantastic individual. It's just he was positive. He had the yes and which was really great. It just kept the flow going. It kept the energy going. Eddie Bass, if you're out there, thank you so much for joining us last Monday, man.
Job, buddy.
Fantastic artist. What a great interview. It was really nice to have him on there. We wrapped up a little "Keep the Wolves Away"
I love that
from
song.
Uncle Lucius. That was a Chris Gentry request. I think like 3 days before the show. I remember him sending that to us. It was just a couple days before the show, and we listened to it, and we were like, "Yep, we can do that."
I had to hire a professional cover artist to come and teach me. He flew in from like a different country to teach me that song.
True.
In less than a couple days.
Istanbul. It was Constantinople.
It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty crazy.
None of that's true.
It was worth it, though.
I did it myself.
It was worth it. It was first class, too. He refused anything less. He wanted fish and grapes. Not crepes, but grapes. I wonder if they have grape crepes. Grape crepes? grapes. So yeah, man, we had a lot of fun last Tuesday. We put up a poll, and on that poll is 5 songs. This was Castador Studio last Wednesday.
Yeah,
that was the all original
with
poll.
The stage lights.
Oh man, it was so good to see Zach and Alyssa. I love those two. Like we could hang out there all night. It's just a cool environment. They're such good people.
Yeah, we said we were gonna leave like 17 times.
Yeah,
hey,
we're gonna bounce.
More.
Okay, we're gonna bounce. Okay, we're gonna bounce. Next thing I know, I'm like, man, it's like 9:30. Like, let's finally get out of here. So on the poll last week, we had Elevate as the world stood still, Run With Me, In Front of You, and as the what is that what we had?
We had 2 of those on there.
Yeah,
huh?
two as the world stood still. So as the world stood still 1, and then as the world stood still 2.
No. Stand by. I got this.
But it was a lot of fun, man. We had such a great time to be able to hang out with Zach and Alyssa. They're really, really awesome people. Castador Studio is absolutely beautiful. They've been working really hard. The World Outside. Lots of worlds. So we had The World Outside, The World Stood Still, Run With Me, Elevate, and In Front of You on the poll last week. And that was a lot of fun. And we wound up rocking As the World Stood Still. Came in second place, and just barely inching out As the World Stood Still by 1 vote was Elevate. So last week was one of my favorite polls. It's all original. It's all KK music, so we really appreciate you guys voting. Thank you guys so much. And a huge shout out to Castador Studios for having us to be a part. Then didn't we play like 27 songs? No, I think we did. No, that was Friday.
Oh, that's right.
So then we did a little flip the pick. We did 2 of those. We did In Front of You. And we did Elevate. Did we do the Pop-Tart song? I feel like we might have done the Pop-Tart song as well.
We did. We ended with the Pop-Tart
song. We played 5 songs at Castador Studio on the You Pick 2 night, which is fantastic. Because we make the rules. Don't judge us. But it was a lot of fun, man. We had a great time, and looking forward to getting back. It's one of the things I look forward to at the end of the month. Aside from mortgage being due at the beginning of the month, only 1 week later, I really like Castador Studios. I'm like, yay, end of the month. And I'm like, beginning of the month. So thankfully, it's a really high, and then it just brings me back down to my normal flow.
Well, I mean, you're really a landlord.
Landlord.
So you have tenants.
Yeah.
So hopefully you get a little kickback on the first.
Yeah, sometimes. Then on the 4th, the kickback goes away. But yeah, for 3 days. Yeah. Thursday we did prep for Friday's show. This past Friday was absolutely fantastic, man. This is one of my favorite things that the Magical Mullis has manifested. He killed it. We did
hands down.
Oh man, we did the
great job, Josh.
The Philly cheese steak sliders, which were made with the Hawaiian rolls, the sweet Hawaiian rolls, and we had the mayo, and then we had thinly sliced, perfectly cooked ribeye with the sautéed red bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, sautéed onions with a little bit of that cayenne kick to it, and then the melted provolone cheese.
I had to make sure I'm not drooling.
Believable. Absolutely incredible. They were fantastic, and Josh had never made those before, and he's just such a skilled creator. We were really happy that we were able to rock that. Philly cheesesteak sweet roll sliders, sliced ribeye, provolone cheese, grilled onions, bell peppers, red and yellow, which was super cool. Really good color combinations too.
Yeah.
Then we did the fried green beans. And then we did the curly fries. Oh, fantastic, man.
Hawaiian bread is probably my favorite bread next to multigrain bread.
Yeah.
I like multigrain bread.
Yeah, and
Hawaiian, for taste,
sure.
Hawaiian bread, Hawaiian rolls.
So good. Soft.
Jam.
Yeah, just really, really good, man.
Sweet and soft.
And I got to say, man, the KitchenKillaz team killed it that night. We ended the show, I think, at 3.1, 3.4.
I was going to say 3.2.
I think it was like 3 points, which
was over 3,000.
That blew my mind.
Crazy.
That's one of the highest viewed shows we've ever had at the end of the show. That was outstanding. Yeah. The KitchenKillaz team crushed it. I talked to Shelly and Jen a little bit after that, and they said that they were communicating like they had never communicated before. It was super smooth. It was really really efficient and effective. Sage, thank you very much. Hanging with, thank you very much. I think we had 126 shares. The comments were out of this world.
And we had a good time too.
Of course, we'll get there. But right now, it's time to acknowledge the team.
You're right.
We didn't share it all. I mean, I shared to my page, but we were busy.
Yeah,
so 126 shares, fantastic communication. The entire team worked really, really well. I mean, we did our job, but man, they killed it. So a huge shout out to the KK team, man. Terry McIver, Colin Nunez, everybody that shared. Christina Johnson even jumped in at the end of the show, which was fantastic. And I
think that was my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, when Christina jumped in,
and then we played the song that she wanted us to play. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. We played 5 extra songs that night, which was, we just kept playing them and play. We did. I think we did. What else did we do? We did.
It's in here somewhere.
Oh yeah, we did Problem Girl. We did Drift Slide Collide. We did the Pop-Tart song. We did Blinding Lights. And I think we did Prince of Light. So I think those are the 5 songs that we played on top of the set list that we normally play. So it was just a lot of fun, man. We had a really, really good time on Friday night. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this and just having a good time and allowing us to jiggity jam your friggity Friday night. You know what I mean? Which was good. Saturday was chill. How was your Saturday, sir?
Saturday.
Or you had an early?
Oh yeah. I got up at 4:30. Went into work. Jumped up on the scissor lift in full cooler gear, and got to install some iodizer. Iodizer.
What's that do?
I don't know.
Iodizes things.
I think it takes bacteria out of the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
An ionizer, an iodizer.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably an ionizer.
Sure.
I gotcha. Yeah, I understand.
But he wanted to install it like 20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And it's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
So wanted to make sure there was 2 people there. So I was like, all right, I'll go.
I'll do it.
So I spent a couple hours up on the scissor lift. Up. Going up. Down. Going down. All right, I need to go get some pliers. All right, going down. That was fun.
Man. So Saturday was really cool. Then we did our private Patreon practice, which was really cool. We rocked a brand new song, completely unreleased, which was nice. We rocked it, and then we took some requests. We did a couple different requests for Patreon practice on Saturday, which was a lot of fun, man. We had a really good time. A huge shout out to all of our Patreon patrons that joined us on Saturday. We do our best to stream once every weekend and to give people an update, to give our patrons members an update. We're making some adjustments to the Patreon to kind of keep up with the times with everything going on. So we went over all that stuff, some brand new music, brand new covers, unreleased originals, even talked about some of the writing process that we were going through. So if you guys are interested in the BTS, the behind the scenes with KitchenKillaz, by all means, you can head over to patreon.com/KitchenKillaz, and for as little as $5 a month, you can be part of the crew, part of that behind the scenes jiggity jam, baby. And you can see what's going on and
it's so much fun.
What we are up to, it's very good. So yeah, man, it was good.
See the only other T-shirt that I wear.
Yeah.
Tune in on Saturdays.
It's the same thing as this, just no sleeves. So yeah, man. And then so Sunday was an educational day for the great Commodore. He's back though. He's back, which is fantastic. Yesterday was a good day for me. It was therapeutic. It was a nice and easy. Well, we thought that the hurricane was going to come through in tropical storm Central Florida, so we battened down the hatches. We pulled everything off the patio. It was a little overcast and it rained a little bit yesterday, but I kind of wiped my whole schedule because I didn't know what was going to happen.
I told somebody today. I was like, we brought in all the porch items for nothing.
It was good practice.
Nothing. It didn't even rain.
At least we know we can fit it all on the porch.
In the garage.
So it's all the porch stuff in the garage. Yeah,
I slept most of yesterday.
Yeah,
most of yesterday.
Every now and then he'd meander out into the kitchen, be like, "What's up? Grab some water.
How you
going
feeling?
Back to sleep.
Still feel like crap.
Still going to bed.
Going back down.
Going back to bed."
Yeah, I had a banana. I had a banana around noon. It was the first thing I had all day. And about a half hour later, I was not feeling good. So, did a little, and then I went to bed.
Yeah.
And then I proceeded to sleep for hours and hours, all the way through the night, from 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I woke up a couple times. I went right back to bed, and I slept all the way until 4:30 this morning.
Wow.
I was still tired when I got to work today.
That's your body going, hey, guess what? Time to shut down.
I took a 2-hour nap today.
Yeah. Hey, man. Well, like you said, you were still kind of beat.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was crazy.
Listen, when it's time to rest, it's time to rest, baby. Just go ahead and give it into your body and follow it, because it makes the rules. You may think you make the rules, but you don't. And if you want to understand if that's reality, try to stay up for 36 hours and let me know how that goes. And then you'll start taking what's called micro naps, where you don't even realize you're actually sleeping. This is how Freddy Krueger gets you. Just FYI. People try to stay awake because he kills you in your dreams. And then people try to stay awake, but then they start taking micro naps. Their body gets so tired that they realize they're in a state of like resonance, and they all of a sudden take a micro nap for a short period of time, and then they'll wake back up. And that's when he gets you.
Right. And he's just like, wait for it.
Ooh, who's that? Hello, person. Oh, hello. Oh, she's awesome. Look at her smile. Yay. Those are 2 good smiles. Oh, yeah, man. So we had a really good weekend. Thank you. Well, I had a really good weekend. The Commodore had half a really good weekend.
Yeah. It was,
but you're back.
I mean, it was a.
What would you say? You're 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 right now?
I'm grateful that it only lasted a day.
Yeah, that's it. That's very true.
I was able to return to work today.
Nice.
I'm back to normal.
Yeah.
I got my appetite back.
Nice.
I ate a lot
Good.
today.
Yeah.
I ate a lot of food today.
Yeah, for sure.
Woo!
Faux show. You even had some vegan chili.
I had some vegan chili with rice and some vegan cornbread.
Super tasty.
I had some sausage casserole that I meal prepped. I ate all that too.
All of it gone.
I mean, I was pretty full.
That sausage casserole is the jam, though.
It is the jam.
It's the jam, dude.
More of that.
So Colin Nunez has a Chris. Are you less tired now, Commodore? Or do you think you can, after the show, go in and take another nap?
I'll probably sleep a solid 8 hours tonight.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do the same thing. I got to bed at like 2:30, 3 o'clock this morning. Just up chatting, talking. It's one of those times where you have one of those conversations and you're like, you don't want the conversation to end, so you're just trying to stay awake. And you're like, man, I don't want this to end. And then you're like, okay, now I'm starting to take micro naps and I'm hearing part of the conversation, but it's mixing with a micro dream that I'm having. And then when I wake up, I don't know what was the conversation and what was the dream. So I'm like, definitely,
I'm gonna have to call
definitely hot dogs come in 8s and rolls come in 10. We don't know why. They're like, what are you talking about? I have no idea. Oh my God. Leia! So yeah, man. So thank you guys for joining us. We're going to get to it, baby. We got a jiggity jam to play for you. Then we're going to be bringing in our special guest of the evening, the Eclectic Locus, which is a fantastic name. And we're going to find out. There he is. That's why the puppies were barking, because you had the majestic and magical Mullis meandering to the front of the house, which I would bark too. I'd get excited. Look at those feet. I want to mingle with Mullis. So yeah, man, we're gonna rock a jam. Then we're gonna hang out with our good friend Elizabeth Martin. We got some cool websites to go through, some awesome creations to share with you guys. She's an incredible person, fantastic energy, if you will. Her smile lights up the screen. We don't even have any lights right now at all in the house. It's just her smile.
She's got a fantastic smile.
Yeah, her smile and her energy is powering our house right now.
Beams from her head.
Yeah.
When she smiles.
Yeah, I got in touch with Duke Energy today, and I was like, listen, I want to divert our power cables from the nuclear power plant to Elizabeth Martin's soul, and she's going to power our neighborhood.
Without even trying.
That's what I'm pretty sure. That's why
she's going to do what she normally does.
Yeah, that's why our bandwidth is so fantastic right now, because she's supercharged our house. How cool is that? It even enabled Josh to go to Publix and get groceries. How awesome is that? It powered his vehicle. We have Elizabeth Martin Eclectic Locus charging stations. You just plug right in and you can charge your vehicle. And it'll last for like a year. It's pretty freaking crazy. Yeah, you can go to ElizabethMartinPowersMyHouse.com and you can sign up for your power diversion as long as you have Duke Energy. If you have anything else, it's not going to work because we don't have contracts with any other power companies. But Duke Energy is down. So excited to have Elizabeth Martin join. Eclectic Locus is going to jump on right after this song, baby. I'm going to give it to the Commodore. You are unmuted, good sir. Oh, yeah. It's electrifying, yeah. Boogie, oogie, oogie, oogie. I'm sorry that I did this. Blood is on my hands. Stare at my reflection. Don't know who I am. I practice my confession. In case I take the stand, I'll say I learned my lesson. I'll be a better man. I'm packing up my things and I'm wiping down the walls. I'm rinsing off my clothes and I'm walking through the halls. I did it all for her, so I fell up in it all. I don't know what she'll say, so I'll ask her when she calls. Would you love me more if I killed someone for you? Would you hold my hands? They're the same ones that I used when I killed someone for you. Yeah. Would you turn me in when they say I'm all loose? Would you hide me when my face is on the news? 'Cause I killed someone for you, yeah. I hear the sirens coming, see the flashing lights, driving through the suburbs, wearing my disguise. I show up at her doorstep, doesn't recognize. I tell her that it's me, and I look her in the eyes. Oh, can't you see I'm running? Said I need a place to hide. I've gotta ask you something, could you please let me inside? Just let me explain, no, I wouldn't tell you lies. I know you understand if you let me stay the night. Would you love me more if I killed someone for you? Would you hold my hand? They're the same ones that I used when I killed someone for you. Yeah. Would you turn me in when they say I'm on the loose? Would you hide me when my face is on the news? 'Cause I killed someone for you. Yeah. You have to understand, the one I killed is me. Changing what I was for what you wanted me to be. I followed your directions, did everything you asked. I hope it makes you happy, there's just no coming back. Would you love me more if I killed someone for you? Would you hold my hand? They're the same ones that I used when I killed someone for you. Yeah. Would you turn me in when they say I'm on the loose? Would you hide me when my face is on the news? 'Cause I killed someone for you. Yeah. Would you love me more if I killed someone for you? Would you hold my hands? They're the same ones that I used when I killed someone for you. Yeah. Would you turn me in when they say I'm on the loose? Would you hide me when my face is on the news? 'Cause I killed someone for you. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Good to see you guys tonight, and thank you for joining us. My name is Billy Floyd, and that is
Commodore.
That's right. And I did not even take that comment down. So the entire time, people are like, "Are you less tired now, Commodore?"
Yes, yes, I am.
Nori Baird, Billy, what car are you driving on your morning podcast? I actually have a different car I drive every day because that's pretty much all I do is I just make morning podcasts. So I really don't know. I'm a fantastic car thief. My name isn't really Billy Floyd, so I just walk around a random neighborhood. I take their car, I do a podcast, I bring it right back with a full tank of gas and an oil change. So you want your car to be stolen by me. I'm just going to throw it out there. It's
actually a public service.
That's all I can really tell you. I can really tell. I actually had a class action lawsuit filed against me by a lot of different oil changing companies. Tires Plus was up there. Amoco was up there. Jiffy Lube was up there. Valvoline was up there. And they were like, "Yo, you got to stop doing this. You're completely taking away like our profit margin, and you have to stop doing this." I was like, "No, I will not stop doing this. I'm not. It's a public service, sir. I'm here to help the people." You know, it is a Toyota Celica. To answer your question, yay! I love my car. I've had that car since 2002. So love that car, man. Fantastic.
He loves that car so much that he had to replace the entire engine.
Yep,
and he did it.
And the transmission.
There's not much on that car you haven't replaced, is there?
No, the transmission, the engine. I mean, pretty much everything in there, but it's just so sexy. And I haven't found a car that makes me feel like that car does. Okay? Don't judge me. It's very sexy. It's got sexy lines. I like the way she makes me feel. It's very, very nice. Billy, podcast from yourcar.com. From your car. That's all right. Billy is a multi-dollar-naire. Also true. Also true. Bringing that money in, baby. So thank you guys very much for joining us, man. We most certainly appreciate you guys spending some time with us. And before we go any further, let's stop and welcome our guest of the evening. Are you ready? What?
I wanted to mention that song's going to be on.
What? Oh, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it. We were talking about it. Boom! There we go.
Hey,
the one, the only, the incredible, Eclectic Locus.
Yeah.
I love it. What's up, Elizabeth? How are you today? You look fantastic. I told you the smile was incredible. I told you.
Thanks, guys.
She knows. She knows. How's your day? I like your headphones. You look very pretty, as always.
Good day.
Sorry if that's inappropriate. I made things weird. I'm just honest.
No, it's good. It's all good.
Okay. Okay.
You can say it.
Like,
it's okay.
No, keep telling me. Keep telling me. I like it.
Oh, stop. No, I'm
Stop it. No, keep going. Keep going. So thank you so much for joining us, Elizabeth. It's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you guys, too. And I love that cover you guys just did.
Oh,
I don't know
thank
if you told me
that is an Alec.
Like, jamming out.
Yes.
Have you heard that song before?
Well, I've heard it from you guys, but other than that, no.
Okay,
That's
all you need. It's not necessary to hear the original.
That is Alec Benjamin. Fantastic. You got to find him on YouTube. Just look him up and hit play and then fall into the loop of YouTube because it'll continue to play a bunch of Alec Benjamin stuff. His writing is absolutely fantastic. He's a phenomenal storyteller. So much emotion just in his vocal melodies and then in the lyrical content. His presentation is outstanding. So that was actually a recommendation by the Majestic Mullis. He sent that to me at work one day. He was like, "Hey man, I think you could really kill this song." And I listened to it, no pun intended, and I was like, that's actually not bad. So I learned, and it gets me to step out of my comfort zone and spend more time in the in that falsetto, that like high,
that
high one. Thanks, man. It was when I first started playing, I was like, wow, that's really high, and I'm like, I think I could do this. And so it worked out really well. But man, thank you guys very much for joining us, and thank you for joining us, Elizabeth Martin. It's so good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys too. I'm happy you guys invited me on here. It's exciting.
Oh, of course. I mean, you're super passionate. You're an incredibly creative person, and we owe you from Bartow Chalk Walk 2 years ago. It was because of you that we were able to actually like play our show. If it wasn't for her sharing her power,
and we got invited back the next year.
Yeah, the power.
So every time we're invited back, we're indebted to you again.
Yeah, we always make a remark about it too.
You do.
So I got to say, when we were at Bartow Chalk Walk, you had a table and a vendor space set up right next to us, and you had some really cool stuff. You had some really awesome stuff. Now, one of the things that I saw I think one of the things that caught my eye the most were the terrariums that you create, but you also do jewelry, you do pendants, you do so much cool stuff. So I was wondering if you would be able to kind of give the community a little bit of a rundown on who you are, where Eclectic Locus came from, and kind of the roots of that. Would you be able to do that? Because I'm super stoked. I like these questions too because I don't really know. I already know you're an awesome person, but I'm excited to learn about Eclectic Locus.
Oh, thank you. Well, Eclectic Locus, all of my art is eclectic because I do jewelry, these terrariums. I call them eclectic terrariums because they're not real flowers or anything like that inside of them. It's all artificial and everything's glued in. So it can get shipped, all over the US. And I mean, they make for a really cool, office decor or home decor. I think they're really unique. Each one's made differently. I mean, they have different designs, different terrariums, as you will.
Is that an Ewok?
It is an Ewok. This is called the River Ewok. Awesome. Isn't that cool? I really love doing these. I mean, I have a passion for them. The first one I ever made was 5 years ago, and it wasn't all glued in or anything like that, and it was a whole Ewok scene. Like I think I posted it a couple days ago on my Facebook page, and that was my original one, and that's when it all started. I mean, that's when my idea started for doing this. I was a full-time medical biller for ophthalmology. Finished doing that and became a stay-at-home mom, and said, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and take on my art adventure, find something new, little niche, because I've always had an artistic bone in my body. I've always done different types of arts and crafts growing up. I've done paintings, all the different jewelry and things like that. I used to do cross stitch, stained glass. I mean, I've done all sorts of different types of things. Another one, I do have a couple of the paintings back here. It's just some of the abstract art that I do.
It's really pretty.
Like, as you can tell, I mean, it's eclectic. I have all sorts of different items. And then Locus, of course, it's my eclectic place of art. This one here, this one I love. This is one of my favorite ones. It's one more recent one that I've done. I actually used some of my fingers in this one, kind of like a finger painting. It's kind of neat. But I love doing really different cool elements and stuff. This one I don't have gloss yet, but it's fun.
Like that
Lots of fun art. This is just a few, and I still have a lot more. And I do.
That's so cool.
I do custom orders as well for the eclectic terrariums, which because I really, really love the eclectic terrariums. I think those are my favorite because I love that I can do all these different concepts with them. I mean, look at these rocks. They're all stacked up and they're going nowhere.
How long does it take you to make, like on average, how long does it take you to put one of the eclectic terrariums together?
That really varies because I have to get, I have to have the vision in my mind, of how I want to set it all up, the different pieces I want to use. You know, like when I bought the little river rocks for this, I was like, oh, I'm definitely doing an Ewok theme for this. But then I had to find all the other different parts, you know, the moss and the flowers, and get those all together. So planning them out is probably like a day process where I kind of just think it all out and write it all out down and everything. And then putting it all together, maybe about an hour. And then it takes a full 48 hours for it all to set in and then be good to go.
Yeah, and I know we talked a little bit about before in pre-show, and we were talking about you have an Etsy shop. Would it be okay if we brought that page on? Awesome, because I kind of want to talk about that. And I brought up the Eclectic Terrarium section, and it looks like you have like I love the way your Etsy shop is broken down. I really like the folder hierarchy that you have here. It makes it really easy for people to see what you have. A lot of times on a lot of these Etsy shops, an artist will get up there and they will just load it with absolutely everything, and there's no organization, there's no flow to it. And this makes it so easy to kind of see, what you've got going on here. And your price points are so inexpensive. This is crazy, Elizabeth. Like, is this some type of sale, or are these your normal price points?
No, that's my normal price point. I mean, you don't see this around anywhere, so it's not really high on the market right now. So once it starts getting higher on the market, of course, the prices will probably go up, but it's a start.
And that's so awesome. And I got to say, like, how did you initially come up with the idea of Eclectic Terrariums? How, like, were you just kind of hanging out and you were creating it, and you were creating something cool, but you were like, I have all these pieces, I want to see what I can make. Like, how did you even, I've never seen anything like this before.
Well, it was actually for a birthday gift for an old coworker, a friend of mine. And like I said, it was 5 years ago when I did the first one. And it was an Ewok theme terrarium, and it was huge. It was a massive thing. But for me to get that idea, like, I was just surfing online looking at different things for Star Wars, and I actually saw one where somebody made it with actual real plants inside of it, because there's people that make these little terrariums with little minifigures in them, and they'll have live plants in it. And I was like, well, I'm not doing live plants because I will kill them, number one. Number two, how would you ship all of that? So I was like, okay, I went back to the drawing board and said, okay, there's a way that I can actually hold all this sand and all these rocks together. And it's glue. I mean, really, it's me mixing glue all in with everything to hold it all into place. But I mean, it took a little while.
That is awesome.
Of it, but I did.
And I really like what you do, not only with the way that you set the environment up, but the colors that you choose, how you choose to build like their individual terrarium, their environment, which is super cool. Now, are you a Star Wars fan, or did you know that it's just kind of like popular, or kind of how did you how did that all work out? Have you been a Star Wars fan for a while?
Yes. Yeah, I like Star Wars. And when I found these Ewoks, I was like, yes. It's really hard for me not to keep them. Like, I have my own Stormtrooper one in my living room that I had to keep because I was like, I don't think I can sell it. That's kind of the hard part of being I'm
going to go ahead and keep this one.
Like, I really like this one. So I have it in my house. It's just a regular.
I wanted to bring up another one. This Wonder Woman one is awesome, man. And for those of you that don't know who Wonder Woman is or where she came from, it looks like you've kind of built her from her home environment. You know, like just looking so cool. And I really like that you have the knowledge of the character that you're building a terrarium for, and you put them in the right place with the right surroundings and the right environment. You know, like. It's not just, I'm going to build this cool thing and I'm going to stick a figurine in there. Like, the thought process really goes into building the terrarium that matches the character themselves, and like their anthology and their history and where they're from and why they did what they did. And I really love how you put this all together. And you don't just stop at terrariums. You know, like you have so much stuff that you've been able to create, and I kind of wanted to talk about some other ones as well, because Jen was saying that she fell in love with your pendants and your charms, which is super cool. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind chatting about some of that, because they're so pretty. Like, how do you come up with some of these things?
Thank you. Well, they're all hand painted, each one of them. The whole background's hand painted. That yellow butterfly one, that's just strictly all paint. It's acrylic paint that's used. The other butterfly one there with the green and the vibrant pink colors, that one is actually hand painted in the background. And then in the middle part is a piece of a rose petal leaf, or a rose leaf off of a rose. And then the other points of the butterfly are from a crepe myrtle tree, is what they're from. And they're all dried out, so their color is going to maintain within them because they've already been through the drying process and they've lost the color that they were going to lose. Let's see, the other one to the top left-hand corner, those ones are roses. That's a red rose petal and a pink rose petal in it. Yeah, I use a lot of different types of flowers. My husband buys me flowers, and I'm like, oh, good, I'll get to dry them and put them in.
Wow, and look at some of this. I love this, like the woodwork. These keys are crazy awesome.
Yeah, that's the skeleton keys. That woodwork there, I love using that as my backdrop. That's on my workstation desk, and I use it for all of my tools and stuff because it has 3 little pockets in it. And one day I was like, oh, this is a good photo for these. So
yeah, and I really like it because it kind of transitions and people are familiar with it. When they go to your Etsy shop and they see that, and then when they go to your vendor booth and they see the same thing, they have that sense of familiarity. They're like, oh, I remember this. I remember seeing this. This is so cool. Like, which is really great. And I again, I'm going to bring it up because I love the hierarchy. I love how you have this all divided up and you have it all separated. And your price points for these are so low, Elizabeth. This is incredible. Like, I'm just going to keep telling people that it's a sale because like this is like 50% off. You know, some of this stuff is just absolutely freaking amazing, man. Amazing. So you actually do have a sale thing. Let's talk about what this is. Oh, I recognize some of these.
Right now. Yeah, that's some of the artwork that I do have. Some of it I did back in 2018, it looks like, for some of those. Some of those are older paintings. And then I moved out of my house that I was in and had to get storage and ended up going to renting a smaller house. So I wasn't able to house all of my paintings or do any more paintings for 2019, basically. And then we moved into our new house at the end of 2019 and I got right back to it again. So that's what some of these other paintings are. The newer ones added are from this year. But I went a whole year with a little break there. But yeah,
hey, man, sometimes you got to take those creative breaks.
Yeah, you do. Well, the space was a lot smaller, so I wasn't able to actually jam it all out like I want to, you know.
And yeah, I got to say that Breath of Life one is probably my favorite. That's really pretty.
Just going to call that one out. I like that one.
That Breath of Life one is really pretty. Like and I think you just pulled that up and showed that to us just a couple minutes ago, which was just absolutely incredible, man. It's so pretty.
Show us again.
Yeah, do it again.
I love it.
There it is.
The way I depict this
it almost looks like a galaxy, like you're in space, and the upper right hand corner is the sun, and there's like a floating, nebula.
That's the way I kind of depict it. It's kind of like a biblical sense for Genesis when God created the earth, and it was with His breath of life. And you got the earth down here. I don't know if I'm doing this backwards or what. Yeah, earth is down here. His breath of life.
You got it.
Yeah, He's going. Oh wait, over here. The start of everything. That's the way I take this one.
Man.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Very nice. Very nice.
That is so awesome. And the Commodore had a couple questions for you, Elizabeth. He's taking some notes here, and I want to say they're pretty good questions, Commodore. It's all you, my man. Take it away.
Well, the question that I had when we were looking at your terrariums, and you said that you took requests, you did. What's the craziest or coolest request that you've gotten for a terrarium?
The one that I really enjoyed making the most, I'll say this, is a Harry Potter. A Harry Potter one was really cool. Okay. I did that for Sci-Fi Sean's wife as a gift. It was a surprise gift for her. She absolutely was over the moon over it. Another one that I did was a Godzilla theme. It was a big, huge fishbowl with a bunch of different Godzilla characters and Mothra and things like that in it.
Have you ever done like a storyline in like a big aquarium,
that would be
a theme,
awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Can we commission a KitchenKillaz terrarium?
It could do
Like
all
put a little
of them.
kitchen inside of the terrarium?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be not bad. I
like that.
I would totally commission a KitchenKillaz
like
terrarium. You know, have her build like a little kitchen inside the terrarium and have. Yeah. That'd be so funny. As long as he has a red shirt, you'll nail it. So Jen Hogan had a really great question. She said, "What is the inspiration behind your work?" Which I think is a really good one, because you have so many different types of creative expression. Like, you don't just do the terrariums or the paintings or the pendants or the skeleton keys. Like, you do jewelry. And one of the other things that I want to bring up, I'll bring up after this answer, but it's really, really cool. You only have one of them on your Etsy shop, but it's quickly becoming one of my favorite things. But we'll talk about that right after this. So what is the inspiration behind your work? Where does it come from?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I just do it. I mean, I love doing it all. I mean, it's what I've always done. I've always been creating things and doing things in my life. I mean, I've always been busy with creations and stuff. So, I mean, it's nothing really new to me. It's just always been a passion for me to stay busy with art type of things and create something new and exciting every time. That's what really gets me, is creating a new design or something. That's about, oh, there he is.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite parts about creation is, like, you start with blank space. There was nothing there, and now there's something that you manifested there, and there's something that carries energy and a story and memories and history and a connection, emotional involvement. And it once was nothing, and it was just little pieces here and there. It was a little Ewok figurine over here and little flowers over here, and they were, you know, little stones in this other store and this aquarium in another store.
Yeah, I use tweezers for a good bit of that stuff too, to get them all in there. So I'm a little meticulous when I do them.
That was one of my next questions. Like, how do you get all that stuff in there?
Very carefully.
Yeah. Like, I can't even fit my hand in there.
I think Elizabeth has very petite hands. No, I think I don't know. This one is my favorite because it was so easy for me to put everything in there. You know, I'm like, oh, I can stack these rocks and make it look like a mountain scene or something. You know. But then when you get to the Ewok, you've got the little ferns that are in there, and those all have to get entered in with tweezers, and it's all around where all the fern is. So, I mean, I really do pay attention to detail when I do any of the work that I do.
Super cool.
Yeah, man, I don't doubt that for a second. There was and as I scour your Etsy page, there was another item that I saw that just looks super freaking cool. So I'm going to bring this up, and it looks like you only have one on here, which is heartbreaking. But I but I definitely want to see if I can let me see if I share the appropriate one. I did.
Yes.
Dude, you have salt and freaking pepper shakers, and I want these now. These are so freaking cool. So what walk us through? What are we looking at right now? It says for decoration only. I get it. Eclectic salt and pepper shakers, not edible. FYI, Lisa Baker. For decoration only. Superman may be a little salty, as he was enclosed with some kryptonite in the salt shaker, while Wonder Woman is feeling spicy with her lasso of truth and ferns in the hot Amazon pepper shaker. Oh yeah, baby! Nice. Oh man, it's so awesome.
One of my favorite ones. That one was fun to make, and I do have, like, I have a vault. I'm telling you guys, like, I have a ton more figures that I can create stuff with. I just have to get. I'm getting my space actually now. It's all ready for me to do it, but I just have to get on it. I've been doing all the jewelry stuff. I kind of skip around with which arts I'm doing at the time, but I do have more salt and pepper shakers that I can do. We have a Batman. I feel like I have another Star Wars one too. I feel like I have a Yoda. Maybe.
You should get a Luke and Leia one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a Luke and Leia salt and pepper shaker.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Elizabeth Martin, we're about to blow up your shopping cart here on Etsy.
That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Yeah, I
so cool, man.
I made a
so
box before with oh, who did I put it with? I can't remember who I put it with, but I gave it as a gift to John and Virginia at the comic book store here in Bartow, the Main Street Comics. So I gave them the Salt and
Sure,
Pepper
absolutely.
Shaker. Those people are awesome.
Man, it's a so when you're creating your terrariums, and you have such a variety and a huge choice of character. Like if you're leaning toward one thing or another, like how do you say, well, I'm going to make one with animal, or I'm going to make one with an Ewok, or I'm going to make one like, is it just how you're feeling that day? And you're like, I'm feeling kind of animal-y. Let me go ahead and make a cool little Muppets one.
Whichever character I pull up. I mean, really, I had
definitely a character.
I had one that was, you guys know Ryan. Ryan has one. He has a, oh my gosh, Breaking Bad. I did a Breaking Bad one. I don't have a picture of it anywhere. I don't think on any of my, maybe
what the heck, Elizabeth?
Maybe early on in my Instagram, like you have to really scroll or something to see that one. But it had the.
Let's find out. You're coming with me.
It's in there somewhere.
We're going on an adventure.
But it had the camper and everything, and I did like blue crystals and stuff all around it. And then like oh, that's little Lotso love. That's one of my little.
Is this the rock star you had on your lap a little earlier?
No, that was her mama. That was her mama I had on my lap earlier. Her Mama Layla.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, and that's little Lotso.
That is such a cutie.
That's a cute picture.
I love that face.
Man, that is awesome, and I'm hoping we get to get back to the new normal, where we're able to go out and we're able to share our creativity and we're able to share our art with people. Like, I really hope that like Bartow Chalk Walk is one of my favorite events that we do every single year. It's just a fantastic event, incredible people, amazing creative people. Everybody's just so loving and caring. It's so good to see so many people out there just kind of coming together, and there's no animosity, there's no competition. It's a beautiful day. You surround yourself with incredible artwork, which is just so freaking cool. Wait a minute, is this Big Trouble Little China?
Yeah.
Oh no freaking way. That's Jack Burton, baby. Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Big Trouble Little China. I love that movie. Man, this is awesome.
He has a headgear and a headset and everything on it. Yep.
Man, that is so cool. Man, this is so cool, Elizabeth. You're so creative.
Jack Burton.
Man,
well, I try to get
that was my introduction.
I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No. Go ahead. You're the rock star, man. We're just here.
I do the research on them, and most of the time I know everything there is to know about the characters that I'm doing. Like Street Fighter, I love Street Fighter. I grew up playing Street Fighter as a kid with my brother. I mean, we always were into video games and stuff. I mean, so I've sold 2 of my other Street Fighter ones. I have like a Chun-Li and a Ryu, and I feel like there was another one. I can't think of it right now, but I love doing those type of scenes. So every time, what? Jay's like this.
We were looking at your page again.
Oh,
show the one we're looking at.
He's got his finger in his nose.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good.
Powder Coat Man's on there too, and I think Mr. Horse is on there as well. I mean, this is stuff I grew up with right there. Mm-hmm.
And like you said, these are one of a kind. You know, you create these, and this is a one of a kind thing. Like there's no replication, there's no prints, there's no copies. Like once this original art piece is out of your hands, I think I would suffer from separation anxiety. That's like us writing a song and then just giving it away, and then it's gone.
And we can never play it again.
Like that's crazy. Like I would have like you said, I would have such a hard time selling some of these pieces because they're just so creative. They're so incredible.
I think you mentioned a piece that you created earlier in the show. You had mentioned a piece that you created that you didn't want to sell, that you kept for yourself. Do you have many of those? Did that happen a lot?
I have two terrariums that I have kept. Jewelry, yeah, I'm wearing one right now. And same with my earrings too, because I do have stud earrings that I do that are hand painted as well. So yeah, I keep some stuff.
Do you make jewelry specifically to match some of the clothes that you have?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I would do
sure
that
do.
if I wore jewelry.
I sure do. Yes. Yeah, I do. Which
Yeah,
I've always.
we're seriously about to blow up your Etsy. I'm gonna, and I wanted to put up a comment that Alfred Pennyworth, our good friend Brett, put up. He said she just said the magic word Batman, and I want to bring this one in real quick, and chat about this one because this is really pretty. I really like this. Batman looks so badass in this one, but I really like the combination that you have there of like just this kind of like amazingly powerful figure, and then behind him are these beautiful flowers. Like that's so cool. It's like a little poison ivy to the left, a little Joker to the right. I really like what you did with these colors here. Could you talk about this one for a little bit?
Well, this piece here, I mean, as you can see in it, I mean, in the picture too, all the little ferns in there, that's all put in there with little tweezers and everything. The nano fig, it's actual metal figurine that's in there. He's glued into place. Along with all of the rocks and everything. And the scene I created, I just wanted it to be kind of like a larger garden type scene whenever I did create it. And there's a little bit of river rock that's in there as well that I combined in there.
That's so cool. That's so awesome. You got some incredible stuff, Elizabeth. Incredible stuff. So aside from your Instagram page, which we're going to go ahead and put the link up there, we put it in the chat already, and your Etsy page, is there anything else? Do you have a Facebook page? Is there anything else that you kind of lean toward or you want to share with everybody?
I usually tend to go more towards my Instagram page, and I do more Instagram stories and stuff on there, and I try to link them to my Facebook page. But I don't like to kind of share the same thing on both pages. So I've been trying to kind of pull away from doing that, so just kind of change it up a little bit. So it's not like you're on Facebook and you see one thing, you're on Instagram, you see the same thing. I like to kind of switch it up a little. I mean, it will eventually be the same things on the pages, but it's at different times when things are getting posted on there.
Man, there's and even on your, here's a little Kermit the Frog here. Man. So I like your eclectic nature of all the things that you're creating, like from superheroes to Muppet Babies to Ren and Stimpy to cartoon characters to it's just so cool that you cover the entire gambit. And not only are you creating environments, but you're creating environments that specifically go with the characters that you have an affinity for. And like you're doing your research and these characters, you're connected to these characters. You're not just, doing it because they're popular, throw it in there, throw some river rocks in there and try to sell it. And you can tell that there's a lot going on because your price points are really low, and in my experience, they seem pretty inexpensive. And like it's always hard to price yourself out. Well, like we've run into that before where we kind of had to take a step out of the realm of us, and we had to look at it as purely a business, which is tough when you have so much emotional content and value and passion in what you're creating. You're like, how do you even put a dollar amount on something that you loved to do? It's like, I loved to do this, and we're under the impression that we should get paid more for doing something we don't like to do, which then the antithesis of that is we should be paid less for doing something we love to do.
We'll give it away for free.
Yeah, so if you're trying to maximize on something that you love to create and you follow that theory, then you give everything away for free.
Okay.
Great, man, and that's and I would say that that's one of the hardest things as an artist. It's always been, and we've given a couple different, I'd say, just panel discussions on how to price yourself out as an artist, how to do it. Because in the very beginning, I think a lot of artists run into the same thing where they don't know how to price themselves out. They don't know what price point they fall under. They don't want to charge too much because they don't want to be like, oh, I don't want people to think, but they don't want to charge too little because you got to keep the lights on and pay the bills, and you got to be able to afford more material to make more art.
Right.
And it's like, okay, so you try to find that happy balance between the two. But I got to say, your price points are super low. That's why I'm saying we're about to blow up your shopping cart before you realize how incredible you are and you jump all your prices up where they should be. But there's so we wanted to see if you would be interested in joining us. We have a small segment called Food for Thought. And we normally work with our guests, and we kind of talk to them a little bit about an idea, or we have them present their food for thought. But we were talking about this about a week or 2 weeks ago, and we wanted it to be more of like an interactive thing. So we decided what we were going to do is we were going to bring up a quote. We were going to research and find a quote. We were going to share it on the show, and then we kind of wanted to have you give your opinion, and we could kind of talk about your connection to it, your opinion about the specific quote. We were all going to do it. I just recently read the quote not that long ago, so we're kind of in the same boat. The great Commodore is providing food for thought quote for today, but I thought it would be a pretty cool way to do it.
A quote by the Commodore.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Didn't see that one coming.
Quote by the Commodore.
I wrote at the top, go big. Okay. If you want something big, you have to be prepared to do something drastic. Chances are you already know what it is you have to do. When you finally decide to take that leap, you'll likely find that the drastic thing that you needed to do to get what you want was so much easier than you thought.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any experience with something like that?
I like that.
Well, yeah, I absolutely do. Even in my faith, in my walk with the Lord, that's one thing you've got to do. You got to take that leap and just go dive right in. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, this is amazing. You know, I've seen miracles happen and amazing things happen, you know, just by doing that. I'm a firm believer in that. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, I had recently made some changes in my life, and then like my entire life just changed. Like everything. Like I didn't even think that everything would just change, and it did. And now I'm just on a completely different trajectory. And it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times in response to this, most certainly, I think really everybody has experienced something like this in their life where they saw a task that they thought was just absolutely daunting, and then they do it and they were like, wow, that was a lot. I really hyped that up to be such a big hurdle, such a huge speed bump, and I'm done.
And you put it off because you think it's
stall,
just going to be hard.
You stall. Yeah, you don't want to do it because it's going to be so difficult, and there's going to be so much resistance, and it's going to be so hard to get through. And then everything sometimes magically just goes perfectly right, and you're like, wait a minute, I budgeted 17 hours and 13 years for this, and it took me 45 seconds, and I'm done. Why did I wait so long to do this? But I think one of the things that it does is it gives us the encouragement to do it again, to say, okay, cool. Like if I really feel challenged with this next one, I'm just going to pop right on it. It's no big deal because I just overcame my own adversity of putting myself in a specific position where I thought it was going to be really hard, but then I did it and now I'm here. And it's like, okay, why didn't I do this so long ago? You know, and I think that's really, really interesting.
It's not always big, huge things either. It's even like little things like changing your diet and things like that. That to me is kind of a little thing. Like my husband and I, we just recently went gluten-free, and we've been gluten-free now for, about 2.5 months, 3 months now. And that was a life change. And man, I feel better now that I'm not eating the gluten stuff, but it's little things in life that you end up, you know, changing that end up becoming bigger things to you too, as well.
Yeah. It's kind of like the staircase theory. Like you don't have to see the entire staircase, just the next step. And if you keep taking small steps, the next thing you know, you're at the top of the staircase. You know, it's like, and like you said, it's a lot of little tiny changes, which has kind of been the mantra for what we've been doing with this project, is making little tiny tweaks every single week, little tiny things here and there. And then over time, you make this little change and like, okay, that really worked. Let's keep that. Or you make another change. You're like, almost there. Let's adjust this a little bit. And then little by little by little by little, you look back and you're like, man, we made so many tiny micro changes. But when you look at the product currently compared to the product a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, all those little tiny micro changes have evolved the entire project far beyond what we ever thought it would be in the beginning. And it's kind of like that with life. I feel like every day it's, you know, Baz Luhrmann says, do one thing every day that scares you. You know, and a lot of time it's our fear that keeps us from enjoying something, what we think is going to happen. And we psych ourselves out and we convince ourselves not to do it, which then we don't do it because of our imagination. It's like, you know, and I get it, man. I've been there.
And being artists too. I mean, that's a big leap as well for any artist to have to go out of their norm, you know, showing their art or, you know, the different things that they do. And you're always worried about, you know, what people are going to be thinking of it, or if it's good enough, you know, things like that. Those thoughts always come into your mind. But then then you actually sit down and look at your stuff and you're like, or hear yourself and you're like, oh man, no, this is good. It's all right. It's all good. And just keep
that's
going.
an excellent point. I'm glad you brought that up, because for probably 10 years I played guitar, and I learned how to play guitar in my room without anybody hearing it ever. And I just never thought I was, I just liked playing, and I just never thought it was any good. And then somebody heard me play, and then somebody heard me sing. You're like, dude, you're really good. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you open up that level of vulnerability.
Yeah.
You open up that level of that you open up that chance to be criticized. And it's like, so people don't want to be negatively criticized, so they just don't open the door ever. They just keep the door closed the whole time, and they're an incredible creator behind closed doors.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's really tough to say, let me open that door to constructive criticism or just criticism.
I was guilty of that for a while.
Oh yeah, I think every artist runs through an example of not really wanting to share their artwork because they love it and they have a connection to it. And it's hard when somebody comes in and goes, that kind of sucks. Like, nobody likes you and nobody likes that, and you're a terrible artist and you should give up everything and sell everything and go home. And nobody's ever said anything like that to me, but in my mind, like, like
it does. But then
it does, man. There's sometimes I've been halfway through writing a song. I'm like, this song's terrible. This is absolutely horrible. I want to throw this entire thing away. And then I'll get to the end of the song and I'll kind of set it aside and I'll revisit it like a week later or a couple days later. And then I'll be like, okay, cool. I got to get myself past that mental state. I have to push myself past that. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Because your body wants to save yourself. Your mind wants to keep you from pain. It wants to keep you from humiliation. So it convinces you to not do these things to try to keep you from hurting. And it's like sometimes you just got to push through that to realize that your mind's just trying to keep you safe. But in reality, enlightenment is on the other side of fear. It's just a couple steps away.
Yeah,
man, so cool. You're awesome, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. We love your artwork. It's absolutely incredible. So cool.
You. And there's so much more.
I
mean, I'm telling you, I have new projects there, like so many more. With the terrarium, I'm even like coasters too, even doing some coasters. I'm telling you, it's getting into resin too now. So.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yay!
She's one of my jewelry buyers. She loves my jewelry work. Say that.
Does.
I was looking for all the comments on here too, and I'm seeing Batman. All throughout.
That's going to be Brett. That's Alfred Pennyworth. Oh yeah, that's Alfred Pennyworth. He's bringing it up. He is an avid Batman fan. He loves Batman, one of his absolute favorites.
Nice. I have a couple of Batman ones.
So much good stuff.
So I still have some that I haven't even posted on Etsy yet too, because that's a time process too, doing all the pictures, and because you got to do all the photography and all the listing, and it's definitely a full-time job to get it all in there.
I think under your terrarium folder, like a subcategory of like superhero terrariums, maybe in order, since you have Batman, you have Wonder Woman, you have like all these superheroes coming out, man. So, and if you put a Batman up there, Brett will buy everything.
I have I'm really excited to do the Legends of Zelda. I have a Link figurine that I'm gonna do.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm excited about that one.
Wow.
Some of the ones that I really want to do is like Avatar. I know, right? I know, it does for me too. There's some Walking Dead ones on there too, I believe.
Oh yeah, you got some awesome stuff. Like it's eclectic. Like not only is all the artwork you create eclectic, but the subcategory of your artwork is also eclectic. Like it's really, really incredible to see the levels of eclecticism.
Eclectic. I don't know. I don't know that one.
We're making up words now. We are making up words. That is awesome, man. So is there anything that you want to share with the community? Is there anything you have coming up or any websites you would like for them to head to before we go ahead and sign off here?
Well, with this COVID-19 stuff, I mean, we don't have any events that are going on right now for me to be able to attend or anything. So everything I'm doing is I'm listing it on Etsy, and I'm taking pictures of things and putting it on, Instagram or Facebook before anything does get on Etsy, because as soon as I make it, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited I made this, and I take a picture of it, and I'm wanting to, share it with everybody as much as I can, because I just think it's fun to share everything, but I would just say go follow the Instagram and Facebook, keep checking in on the Etsy shop. If you see something before it gets on the Etsy shop, message me, snag it up before it even gets on there. Save me the work. I'm all for it.
And you do take commissions. Is that you take commissions? Yes. I believe. I want to say
Yes, I absolutely do. Yes. It depends on the character. I'm
totally down for a KitchenKillaz terrarium.
Yes, that would be awesome. I need to get a little Billy and a little Commodore, so that way I can put them in there with the guitars.
That'd be so awesome, man. That'd be incredible.
That'd be some for you. I'll have to do it.
I'm picturing this.
Right? I'm telling you.
We'll have to work that one out, Elizabeth. We'll be in touch, man. Let us know. We'll definitely work something out, because that would be super cool. I would love to have something like an Elizabeth Martin Eclectic Locus, like customized a commission piece, for the Killaz, man. I think that would be so cool to have something like that, because
definitely display that.
It's such a different form of artwork. It's so different. Like we've seen so much. We've seen a lot of people that have paintings and jewelry, but I've never seen these individual terrariums that you create, like these tiny little worlds of memory and experience that you're able to create in this tiny little aquarium that's then portable. It's so freaking cool. And looks like Jen Hogus was wondering if you would be able to create a mini mullis, little mini mullis. As long as you can see his calves and his feet, I think she's going to be totally happy with whatever you create. Oh, mini mullis. I love it.
I love it. The dog.
That is awesome. Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us, man. We really, really appreciate you taking time out of your day to share with us. You were a fantastic guest. We love your love your artwork. Absolutely incredible. We're going to push your Instagram and your Etsy page as well. Please keep us up to date on any events that you have coming up, and we'll do the same thing, because I'm pretty sure we may be able to even share the same stage again. I'm excited to get back to these events. I'm excited to get back out there. I'm excited to get back out and play some music and feel that eclectic energy of an amazing community that supports the arts. Is so cool. So we most certainly are excited to see you again. Please let us know if you would ever, the door is always open. So if you ever want to pop back in and give us an update of what you got going on or anything that you have coming up, just most certainly let us know. And we'll get your Instagram and Etsy link up there, and we'll make it happen.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show, man. Thank you. You guys know I'm a big fan. I need to get some more KitchenKillaz shirts. For the whole family.
We'll work that out. Maybe little barter and trading, like some KK shirts or some, for some merch for merch, baby. I'm all about it. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Elizabeth. If you want to hang out in the green room for a little bit, let us wrap up the show, and then we can do a little what's up?
My husband said we need a KitchenKillaz shirts for the dogs too.
Puppy shirts? That's a great idea. I didn't even think of that. That would be so cute.
Yes.
That would be so cute if we were little puppy shirts. That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Please tell him thank you. That's a great idea. Oh, and we're working on the mini mullis, Elizabeth. We'll be putting in a commission request for a little mini mullis in his own mini kitchen terrarium. It's fantastic. Have his little hairy feet standing out there. It's fantastic. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind hanging in the green room, let's wrap the show, and then what we'll do is right as soon as we end the feed, we'll do a little post-show wrap-up. So if you wouldn't mind just hanging out, you can eat all the food and drink all the drink. Anything in the green room is 100% up to you. And again, a huge shout out to you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will be in touch soon. Okay?
Okay. Sounds good. See ya.
So cool. I love Elizabeth. She's so sweet. That was awesome, man. So a huge shout out to Elizabeth for joining us. That is Eclectic Locus, kicking it and making it happen. You can find her on Instagram and Etsy. She has some really incredible stuff up there. Absolutely out of the box.
That was some cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely out of the box. And I really
if I
like
wore jewelry. I'd have one of those pendants.
Oh no, I was seriously thinking about one, because there's some really cool stuff. Like I love the colors that she used, the earth tones that she used. Like it's just very, very natural. It's so awesome, man.
That shiny painting
Yeah,
with the colors, like
yeah.
all of. Oh man,
yeah, it looks really good.
stuff.
Like her
Good
creativity
stuff.
is next level. So again, a huge shout out to Elizabeth for joining us. You can find her on Facebook, on Etsy, and on Instagram. And again, she's from Florida. She's right from Central Florida, in Polk County, I think. Yeah. Polk County. So anytime they have farmers markets, Bartow Chalk Walk is coming up. Hopefully, it'll be coming up sometime this year.
It is.
So I'm hoping to see her there. She actually came out. She came out last Bartow Chalk Walk, and she had her KitchenKillaz tank top on. Came out and rocking it. It was so good to see her. She brought the fam, which was really great. She's an absolutely incredible person. And again, we'll never forget, she saved us with power. Like we had no power the very first year we played at all.
I think next time we're at Chalk Walk and she's next to us, like I want to borrow her power just for nostalgia. Like we don't need our own power. We're going to get it from her.
Yeah, we don't need your power, Bartow, City of Bartow. We're working with Elizabeth Martin, the Elizabeth Martin,
we're
Eclectic Locus.
Yeah.
You know her. That's right. So thank you guys very much for hanging out with us, man. I figured we could since we did, some creativity in the very beginning, I figured we do a little bit of creativity in the end and see if we can rock a little.
What are we doing?
A little TPJ. You down for some TPJ?
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
We're going to wrap this one up with a good song from our good friend Thomas Carter Rochester. And again, a huge sorry. No. I was about to sing along. Yeah. So this is our good friend Thomas Carter Rochester, his first release off his upcoming EP. Which he's pushing. He's going to make it happen. I believe in him. We're trying to manifest destiny for the great Thomas Carter Rochester. He was the winner of an independent film competition that he entered his TPJ video into, and this is the title track off of his independent film, which he made, wrote, starred in, edited, did all the captions, wrote absolute everything.
Oh yeah,
he directed the entire thing himself. And a huge shout out to him for his win. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. We really most certainly appreciate it. Catch us Wednesday at 7:05. We got another You Pick 2.
Don't forget to vote tomorrow.
That's right, baby. We got a poll going up at 12 o'clock. We got the show at 7:05.
The cover
on
we
Wednesday.
played tonight is on the poll tomorrow. So if you like the cover that we played tonight. You can vote for it tomorrow.
That's right, 100%, baby. We're going to give you a little backdrop, one of these right here. Bye. We're going to give you a little title, one of these right here. And we are going to ease you into your Monday, ladies and gentlemen, with a little toilet paper Jesus. You guys have a good night. Stay out of trouble. We'll talk to you soon.
Walking down the street, chickens blowing kisses. Never thought I'd end up 28 without a missus. Yet here we are, yeah, it's totally a thing. Making this movie about my life in quarantine. Started off hype, living life as a pirate. Then it got eclectic as time began to riot. Filmed my thoughts, what a terrible idea. Had a party over Zoom and got diarrhea. Ran out of toilet paper, life felt like forfeit. Turn on the news, an invasion of hornets. That's when it really truly started to unravel. I truly wish I could go motherfracking travel like toilet paper Jesus. Toilet paper Jesus. Toilet paper Jesus. Toilet paper Jesus. I wanna be a vagabond, maybe I'm a Cylon. I should have killed them hornets with the motherfracking mask on. Covered in ketchup, man, I think I messed up. Need a therapist that will help me feel my love and cover. No, not with beer, they really need to steer this conversation with myself a light year away from beer. I need to poop and seize the sorry socks, it don't please us. Holy fracking crap, is that toilet paper Jesus? Toilet paper Jesus. 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 Toilet paper Jesus.
Bye, guys. We'll see you soon. Love ya.